For nearly a decade, Erica Murray concealed multiple pregnancies and illegitimate children from her partner and family. As her psyche deteriorated, 3 infants died anonymously of neglect, their bodies stashed like trash along with the carcasses of pets. 2 surviving toddlers underfed and confined. While just downstairs, Murray maintained a veneer of normalcy in the living rooms. Growing up in the heart of Northbridge, Massachusetts, just a hop south of Worcester, Erica Murray had the normal middle-class upbringing. Born to Kevin and Sharon Murray, her childhood was woven into the very fabric of the rural home where her father had grown up. From an early age, Erica stood out with her dark hair neatly tied in ponytails, a cute kid with an infectious, happy-go-lucky spirit. Beverly Alice, a neighbor for over 4 decades, paints the picture of the Murrays as an ordinary, yet delightful, family. In those younger years, Erica's days were filled with baseball games and spirited rounds of hide-and-seek with her 2 older brothers. The family's above-ground pool was her summer haven. Like many families in the Pilgrim State, the Murrays embarked on I-95 adventures, heading towards Maine to soak in the sun on sandy beaches and revel in the beauty of nature. Barbecues with neighbors became cherished traditions. Erica's father, Kevin, was the neighborhood's go-to handyman, a diesel mechanic who took pride in handling all household repairs. Sharon, Erica's mother, brought warmth to their home as a dedicated homemaker who had a knack for crafting. Fast forward to the late 90s and early 2000s. Erica, now a teenager, entered the era of meticulous self-care. Her concern for appearance, with perfectly styled hair and well-manicured nails, likely sporting trendy square French tips or some quirky airbrush design, mirrored the fashion of the times. Like many of her peers, she found herself working at the local McDonald's. It was there that she crossed paths with Ramon Rivera, 7 years her senior, and the plot thickened. As they started dating, however, signs of controlling behavior from Ramon began to emerge, setting the stage for a chapter in Erica's life that would prove to be far from the idyllic scenes of her childhood. The year 2001 marked a turning point for 18-year-old Erica. Amid the excitement and chaos of high school graduation, a hidden crisis unfolded. Pregnant and hesitant to showcase her growing belly on the graduation stage, Erica's high school friend, who preferred to remain nameless, persuaded her to walk that stage and claim her diploma. Shortly after donning the cap and gown, Erica welcomed her first child, a daughter named Kayla, into the world. Living with her parents initially, the young family faced a spatial squeeze when Erica found herself expecting once again. This prompted a move to 23 St. Paul Street in Blackstone, just north of the Rhode Island state line, into the cramped quarters of Ramon's sister, Christina. As the walls closed in, so did the shadows on Erica's mental health. Without the steadfast support of her parents, her once well-put-together demeanor crumbled. She abandoned her former prim and proper appearance, donning baggy clothes and rarely venturing beyond the home. The descent continued as Erica found herself pregnant for the 3rd time, then the 4th, and later a 5th. Concealing these pregnancies beneath her baggy attire, she became adept at hiding the impending arrivals. Alone in her bathroom at night, she brought 3 more children into the world. Undeterred, Erica went on to face 2 more pregnancies, bringing her total to 7 children. Despite her growing family, Ramon, now 37, opposed more children. Concealed from family and friends, these pregnancies followed the same pattern: secret births on the bathroom floor. The facade extended to social media, where Erica painted a picture of domestic bliss. Posts featured home-cooked meals and snapshots of her 2 older children, Kayla and Nick. However, the 2 youngest remained conspicuously absent, hidden away like a well-kept secret. In the footsteps of her mother Sharon, Erica showcased a craftiness that went beyond her seemingly ordinary exterior. Little did anyone suspect the complex web of secrecy and challenges that lay beneath the surface of her seemingly picturesque life. Erica embarked on a creative journey, crafting Halloween signs and candle holders that she sold at Ginny's Place in nearby Whitensville. These unique creations gained rapid popularity, with all her crafts selling out in just 6 weeks. Despite her artistic success, Erica later transitioned to a job at Shaw's supermarket. However, her partner, Ramon, urged her to quit, setting the stage for the turbulent times ahead. Ramon was employed at the Staples headquarters in Framingham during this period. Despite the challenges lurking in Erica's mental state, life carried on in their Blackstone home. She maintained a picture of normalcy, waiting at the school bus stop with her two oldest kids, making weekly trips to the supermarket, and even hosting a lively 10th birthday party for her son at Pin's Bowl in Milford. According to a neighbor, who preferred to stay anonymous, Erica and Ramon displayed affectionate behavior at the party, and their interactions painted a picture of a happy family. The neighbor often saw them doing groceries at the local market basket, with Ramon driving Erica around. Amid the surface-level normalcy, financial struggles loomed. Conversations at the bus stop revealed that money was tight for Erica. Clues were visible, such as Erica's son, Nick, often wearing the same clothes all weekend. Despite their conversations, the neighbor never stepped inside Erica's home but noted an unusual smell outside, attributed to the family's bloodhounds. The last interaction between the neighbor and Erica occurred in the summer of 2014, when Erica shared her bargain finds from a closing Kmart store. August 27, 2014, became a fateful day when Erica's son Nick, spending time with a friend listed as Pete in official documents, called Pete's mother, Betsy Brown. The boys were distressed, unable to calm crying babies inside the Murray home. Upon arriving, Betsy was met with a horrifying scene. In separate bedrooms, she found a 3-year-old and a 5-month-old on soiled mattresses, emitting an overwhelming stench. The police, responding to Betsy's 911 call, discovered a tragic sight: a 5-month-old girl lying in filth and, shockingly, the lifeless body of a dog in the same room. As they ventured further into the home, they encountered obstacles like trash piled high against doors, hindering their access to rooms where disturbing conditions prevailed.
Dry urine, feces, food, Oreo cookies that was laid on the bed that was crushed up for the children to try to eat.
The situation was dire, and the unraveling narrative of Erica's life took a dark and tragic turn. The scene inside Erica's home, as described by former Assistant District Attorney John Bradley, was nothing short of shocking. Upstairs, the filth was beyond belief, with a nauseating stench of feces permeating the air. The 5-month-old girl appeared as if she had been dipped in feces, and soiled diapers were stacked a foot high in some areas. The disarray extended beyond the upstairs. Trash, dirty clothing, food containers, and soiled diapers littered every room, covering the floors. The kitchen was a sight of chaos, with a sink full of dirty dishes and fleas and maggots buzzing around. Rodents had made themselves at home in this nightmarish environment. Descending into the basement revealed a living room with a couch, table, and chairs, and a second room containing the bloodhound inside a crate. A peculiar setup involving a potted plant and a light hanging over it raised eyebrows, as adult use was not yet legal in Massachusetts at the time. The unraveling continued after 4 p.m. when Erica and her 13-year-old daughter Kayla returned home, encountering Blackstone Patrol Officer Anthony Longorini. Erica nonchalantly shared that she had left the house around 10 a.m. that morning for errands. However, Officer Longorini rightly admonished her for leaving young children unattended. Subsequent visits from the Department of Children and Families, DCF, social workers, exposed Erica's twisted secrets. Sitting on her porch steps with disheveled hair and a blank expression, Erica displayed a lack of emotion. The social workers removed her 13-year-old daughter, 10-year-old son, 3-year-old daughter, and 5-month-old baby girl from the nightmarish conditions. While the authorities intervened, Erica's biggest concern seemed trivial: her escaped cat. Little did she realize that her pets had better chances on the streets than within the confines of her home. Lieutenant Gilmore engaged with Erica, initially extracting some truth about her 2 younger daughters. However, Erica, after being initially forthcoming, started to lie. She claimed the girls were born at Milford Regional Hospital, and their birth records would be there. Later, she told DCF social workers that the girls were born at home and never saw a doctor. The deteriorating conditions prompted Blackstone Board of Health Code Enforcement Officer William Walsh to inspect and photograph the interior. His verdict was clear: the home was unfit for human habitation and condemned. As Erica left her condemned home, she prioritized retrieving her belongings, mentioning her boyfriend picking her up. However, the last visual of her was walking up St. Paul Street alone. The state of the family's animals, a bloodhound and a cat, was equally distressing. Animal Control Officer Kevin Sullivan found the bloodhound emaciated, covered in scabs, scars, and fleas. Erica admitted she couldn't care for them. On August 28th, the animals were taken to a shelter for treatment. The following day, the Department of Children and Families placed the two younger girls, referred to as Lisa and Gina in official documents, into foster care. Lisa, approximately 3 years old, displayed signs of profound neglect, while Gina, about 5 months old, engaged with doctors despite underdeveloped muscle tone. Dr. Heather Forkey, evaluating the girls at UMass Medical Center, noted Lisa's cowering behavior, lack of eye contact, and overall signs of neglect. Gina's flat head suggested prolonged back positioning, and both girls underwent further testing, revealing nutritional deficiencies and neglect-related challenges. Despite their rocky start, Lisa and Gina made progress in foster care, both physically and emotionally. On September 3rd, the Department of Children and Families, DCF, staff from the Whitensville office had a meeting with Erica and Ramon. According to DCF investigator Catherine Francie, Erica seemed emotionless, with a flat affect and an eerie calmness. In contrast, Ramon was visibly upset, sobbing throughout the meeting. Shockingly, neither parent showed any interest in their own children during this encounter. During the meeting, Erica provided the birth dates for Lisa and Gina, referring to Lisa as "it" several times. The staff questioned her about someone named Michelle Ridgway, whom Erica claimed was a fictional friend she created on Facebook. Supposedly, Michelle's children were always present because Erica was babysitting them due to Michelle's busy work schedule. This made up for a perfect cover-up story for the crying children. A search warrant executed at the Murray house in September was intended to uncover evidence about the identity and parentage of the younger children. However, the officers stumbled upon a grisly scene that surpassed their expectations. In a bedroom closet, they discovered the remains of 2 babies, clad in diapers and onesies, their bodies now skeletal. Another dog was found in the same closet. In another shocking revelation, a 3rd infant's remains were found in a box in a separate closet, still attached to the umbilical cord and placenta, indicating a possible stillborn birth. Some sources describe the babies as looking like jellyfish. Beyond these tragic discoveries, several family pets, including other dogs and cats, were found dead in the home. These unexpected findings led to Erica's arrest on charges including second-degree homicide, assault and battery on a child, cruelty to animals, and concealing a fetal death. She was held on a $1 million bail. Ramon faced 7 charges, including assault and battery on a child, reckless endangerment of a child, cruelty to animals, and cultivating marijuana. The trails brought Erica's mental health and Ramon's alleged controlling behavior into focus. While he never physically harmed her, it was revealed that he employed abusive and controlling tactics, pressuring her to leave her job, isolating her, and exerting financial control. Forensic psychologists and psychiatrists testified to Erica's cognitive deficiencies, dependent and avoidant personality disorders, and her profound lack of insight into her actions. Dr. Rocchio expressed concern that Erica seemed oblivious to the perilous conditions in her home, particularly the risks posed to her surviving daughters due to isolation from vaccinations and medical care. Surprisingly, the homicide charges against Erica were eventually dropped. Judge Janet Kenton Walker ruled that while prosecutors couldn't prove one of the deceased babies survived childbirth, they also failed to establish that Erica could have saved the baby by seeking help or administering CPR upon discovering the lifeless infant. According to Erica's defense attorney, Keith Halpern, there was no denying that Erica's home was an unfortunate and unhealthy environment for her children. However, Halpern emphasized that a murder charge necessitates proving both Erica's awareness of the infant's distress and her capability to save the baby through different actions. He argued, the facts in this case would not allow any judge to convict her of murder if they followed the law. Worcester District Attorney Joseph Early Jr. expressed gratitude to the police and prosecutors for their efforts in a challenging case involving children as victims. He acknowledged the emotional impact on the community and commended the judge's dedication to making a thoughtful decision. Lieutenant Gregory Gilmore, now the acting Blackstone police chief, reflected on the trial, acknowledging its difficulty from the start. He empathized with the children caught in the midst of this horrific situation, recognizing the challenges they faced throughout the ordeal. Following the trial, Gilmore officially ascended to the position of chief in 2019. Erica was convicted of assault and battery on a child and cruelty to animals. Judge Janet Kenton. Walker sentenced her to 6 to 8 years in prison, giving credit for 5 years already served. Erica served her sentence at the Western Massachusetts Regional Women's Corrections Center in Chicopee. Upon release, she was to undergo 5 years of probation, during which she would have no contact with children under 10 years old. As of the latest update, Erica has been released from prison and is active on Facebook. Ramon opted for a plea deal, receiving a sentence of 4.5 years plus 1 day in prison, with credit for time served since December 2014. This was for assault and battery on a child with substantial injury, along with 2.5 years in the Worcester County House of Correction for reckless endangerment of a child. He also got 3 years of probation for animal cruelty and possession of marijuana. Criticism has been raised in the community about the perceived leniency of these sentences compared to other states. The case of Skylar Richardson, facing potential life imprisonment for a stillborn baby, was particularly noted. In the aftermath of the horrors at 23 St. Paul Drive, Erica's older children, Kayla and Nick, now live with their paternal grandparents in a different town, enjoying a spacious house on a cul-de-sac with a basketball hoop and a backyard pool. The younger girls, known publicly as Lisa and Gina, remain in foster care. The infamous house was eventually demolished, with hazmat-suited workers spending days cleaning it out. The town spent around $20,000 on the cleanup and $8,500 on the demolition. The house originally belonged to Ramon's sister, Cristina Rivera, who, according to authorities, ignored notices to have it torn down, incurring a daily fine of $500. As of now, 23 St. Paul Drive stands as a vacant lot, erasing the physical reminder of the squalid conditions, but leaving a lasting scar on the neighborhood. Erica Murray's devastating case prompts deep reflection on mental health stigmas, postpartum care, and societal blind spots that allow women and children to slip through the cracks. This case challenges us to have hard conversations on difficult topics affecting families and communities. Now we want to hear your thoughts. How did the system fail Erica Murray? What can be done to better support vulnerable mothers and families before it's too late? Share your feedback in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming true crime videos. We'll be diving deep into more disturbing cases like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.